What if I told you that the biggest thing stopping you from reaching your dreams isn't a lack of talent, isn't a lack of money, isn't even a lack of opportunity? What if the thing holding you back is something you're carrying with you every single day? Imagine sitting in a powerful car. The engine is running. The fuel tank is full. The road ahead is clear. You press the accelerator with all your strength, but the car barely moves. Why? Because the brake is still on. And that's exactly how many people live their lives. Today, I'll tell you a story that might change the way you see yourself forever. One day, a young man visited an old driving instructor. He was frustrated. Nothing seemed to be working in his life. He had goals. He had dreams. He worked hard. But year after year, he felt stuck. The young man asked, "Why am I not moving forward? Why does success seem so easy for others and so difficult for me?" The old instructor smiled and said, "Meet me tomorrow morning. I'll show you." The next day, the young man arrived. The instructor led him to a powerful sports car. It looked fast, expensive, built for speed. The instructor handed him the keys. "Drive." The young man started the engine. The car roared to life. He pressed the accelerator. The engine became louder. But the car moved only a few inches. Confused, he pressed harder. The engine screamed. Smoke began to rise. Yet the car barely moved. The young man became frustrated. "Something is wrong with this car." The instructor calmly replied, "No. The car is fine." Then he pointed to something. The parking brake was still engaged. The young man quickly released it. Suddenly, the car shot forward smoothly and effortlessly. The instructor looked at him and said, "Now do you understand?" The young man shook his head. The instructor continued, "This car is just like your life. You have dreams. You have abilities. You have potential. You have enough fuel to go much farther than you think. But while you're pressing the accelerator of ambition, you're also holding the brake." The young man asked, "What brake?" The instructor smiled. "The brake of fear. The brake of self-doubt. The brake of excuses. The brake of past failures. The brake of worrying about what other people think." The young man listened carefully. The instructor continued, "Many people spend their entire lives pushing harder on the accelerator. They work longer hours. They make bigger plans. They set larger goals. But they never release the brakes that are holding them back. And then they wonder why progress feels so difficult." The words hit the young man deeply. For the first time, he realized the problem wasn't that he lacked power. The problem was that something inside him was resisting movement. For years he had been carrying old failures. For years he had been afraid of making mistakes. For years he had been waiting for the perfect moment. And those invisible brakes had been slowing him down. That day, he made a decision. Not just to push harder, but to let go. To release the fears. To release the doubts. To release the excuses. And little by little, his life began to move forward. Many of us are like that car. We want success. We want happiness. We want growth. We keep pressing the accelerator harder and harder. But sometimes the answer isn't to work harder. Sometimes the answer is to identify the brake. Ask yourself, what fear am I holding on to? What excuse am I repeating? What past failure am I refusing to let go of? What belief is convincing me that I can't succeed? Because once you release those brakes, you'll discover that you were capable of moving forward all along. Your dreams are not waiting for you to become someone else. They are waiting for you to remove what is holding you back. The engine is already there. The fuel is already there. The road is already there. The question is, will you keep pressing the accelerator while holding the brake? Or will you finally let go and move forward? Because sometimes success isn't about gaining more power. It's about releasing what's been stopping your power all along. See you in the next story.